everybody, Jez here from nigezza.co.uk, and I'm back with my first tutorial that I've done since I've been on holiday to Iceland. You will of course been seeing videos of sort of on-stage swaps and what have you, but today I'm here with the Stamping for All challenge of this week, which is Emboss Resit. So I did this one, I did film it, but with just coming back from Iceland, it was like everything was all over the place. So the video was a bit long with me actually trying to locate where everything was, because I hadn't actually had time to unpack from on stage before I flew out to Iceland. So I'm using Rose Wonder. Rose Wonder is retiring. I think it's still available. I did check before I filmed. And I love it, and I love the fact that it's got all these lovely sentiments, so it's a wonderful set. So I would recommend it. The pictures on the front are shown at 60% of the actual size, because you can see there the difference in the size of that rose and that one there. Okay, so I'm going to change the colours up. This one was Cherry Cobbler, Dapper Denim and Tranquil Tide, and I'm going to do one in the neutrals to give us a little bit of a vintage look, so we can show how take the same sort of design and get a completely different look with it. So for the card base I'm using Chocolate Chip, which is retiring. So I've got some, so I'm going to use it up. Got a bit of ordinary vanilla, very vanilla there for the inside. The matte is Crumb Cake, and then this is extra thick, very vanilla, which is what I'm going to sort of watercolour on. So you need a little bit of extra thickness for doing that. So I have my Stamparatus already set up, and I have mounted this on so that it fits within that. I'm going to use my embossing buddy on this. When I did the original one, I did heat emboss in white. I think I'm going to try doing this in the clear. So because I'm not using a white background, I'm using very vanilla, so I thought I'm going to put clear powder on it and see how that turns out. Oh, magnet in the wrong place. There we go. These Stamparatus are available from June the 1st in the new catalogue to everybody. A little bit over there that hasn't stamped. Yep. That has all done now. Put that away. Bring in my bit of scrap. More fingers and thumbs. Now, just bring it in. All on there now. My clear powder. Right, and then my heat tool. There we go. I think I did move this slightly. Sometimes when it sticks to the paper, I think it moves slightly when I re-stamped because it got a slight ghosting effect. But I'm not bothered. Right, so I'm just going to fold this up a bit, give myself some extra layer behind for my watercolour in. So I think I'm going for a bit of a random. On this one, I sort of was going green over the leaves, pink, well, cherry cobbler over the rose, and then sort of some sky in the background. But this one, I think I'm just gonna throw everything at it to give it a proper bit of a colour mesh up. I think I'm going to look for my aqua pen painter. There it is. Right, so I might do a little bit of crumby cakey. Not lots of soft suede on that. That's a bit better. Okay. There we go. Just having a bit of fun with the colour here. And then this one's really, really light, so I'm not quite sure what we'll get in this. But if I don't water it down as much, little subtles around the outside, and then I thought I would just drip some like so, and then I might just get my heat tool, give that a bit of a dry. You can leave it to dry naturally, but I'm not. that's the way that's turned out. I'm just going to have a little skeg at how that will look layered up, and I'm wondering about doing some sponging round the edges to give it a different effect. I can see my sponge. I'll use my brush because I can't actually see a sponge at the moment. So I might do chocolate chip because that's what the card's in. Now it's got an edge to it, kind of finishes it off a little bit better, and I quite like that with a dark edge because I've chosen a dark card base. Now for this one I added a greeting in vellum, so I think I'm going to do that again because I think that'll go over nicely. But I might just do it as a flag as opposed to a wraparound. No, I will cut another piece up. I was just trying to save myself a job. So I'll just trim a bit of that. And then I have my thank you already mounted on my Stamparatus. So what I did was I stamped it over once in the colour and once gotta get it in the right place now. I think we'll do chocolate chip again. So I did it in the colour and then I did it in Versamark. And then I just took a bit of and then that stamps the Versamark exactly over the sentiment, and then you can get some clear powder, which I managed to put away. And give it a little heat, and then it kind of, because you've heat embossed on the rose, I think it looks nice. think I'm going to trim that down. I think it's a little bit too big. Yeah, that's better. It's more in the middle now. And then what I did was I just folded it over. Like so. And then I'm just going to get some fast fuse. And I shall stick some along there. For that to fasten to. A bit too far away there. There. So that's that. Stick this down to the crumb cake. Because with the watercolour in and the heating, the paper might warp a little bit, so I'm going to put plenty of fast fuse on it. A little, slightly didn't cut right there, and then I popped this one up on some dimensionals, which I think I'm going to do again. So I say I've come back from holiday thinking, oh, what I've got to do. I've got made a list of all the stamp sets that I've got that are retiring. And so I want to use those, which is why I'm using Rose Wonder today. But my favourite stamp set, Butterfly Basics, is going, so I'm quite upset about that. And the butterfly thinlits that go with it, which I use an awful lot. So it's got my favourite happy birthday statement, but there is a new stamp set that's got a very, very similar happy birthday, so I'm quite happy about that. So it's not all a disaster. And then for the inside, it's been a bit wet on there, I'm just going to stamp in crumb cake, I think. I'm just going to stamp some leaves. And then stick that on the inside. And that is my Emboss Resist card in a neutrals and in a colourful one. And so there we are, that's my challenge done. Hope you liked it. All the details will be over on my blog, nigezza.co.uk. See you again soon. Bye bye.